Just recording. Yes. Wonderful. And let's see who all are here today. Wonderful. Very nice. We have Deepak Ji who has joined us. We have Pradeep Kumar Ji who has joined us as well. Raj, Sumati, Suresh Ji, Tafni. To all of you, a very, very, very warm welcome to today's webinar. And today is a little different from our regular topics. Today is about predominantly the self-development um, aspects that very profoundly Swami Vivekananda taught all of us, taught this world. Uh, was one of the most gracious learner of his time. How many of you are quite closely knit with Swami Vivekananda's teachings? So, some people are quite closely knit with his teachings. They follow the Ramakrishna mission very, very closely, so on and so forth. So I'd love to know if somebody is okay. Sureshji says somewhat. Excellent. Thank you very much. What about the rest? I think Swami Vivekananda was very, very famous for one quote, which is so uh, unbelievably famous everywhere, which is arise, awake, and stop not. Right? This is one of the biggest quotes that we've had from him. Of course, it changes from person to person, but I think that is something that has enlightened me. Second quote is service to humanity is service to God. This is also something that he preached very, very early, and these are two that have been extraordinarily impactful, not only to me, to you, but to millions and millions of people around the world. So before we get into the self-development, practices or what he taught us profoundly, let's spend a few moments understanding who this great man was and what from where did he come, how did he attain this spiritual wisdom and what all happened. So it's just about 2-3 minutes before we get into the more learning aspects of it. So something that we all should know, that he was born as Narendranath Datta. That's his real uh, that's his real birth name. Actually, it is not Swami Vivekananda. His real birth name is Narendranath Datta, and he was born in the year 1863, roughly about 150 years ago, 160 years ago, in Calcutta. So that was the place of his birth. He is a very, yes, definitely, Suresh. He is a very ardent disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. And he studied at the Scottish Church College, where he spent a lot of time studying science, studying critical thinking, and there is where he was exposed to philosophy, right? And that's what made him great. His way of looking at philosophy and his way of understanding philosophy is what made him great. And you know, like how we all have a certain turning point in our lives. The turning point um, that Swami Vivekananda had was when he, as Sureshji has rightly pointed out, when he met his guru, uh, Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, right? So he met him, and that from that point on, a lot of things changed. And it is his guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, that actually brought him to enlightenment, moved him from where he was to what we call as enlightenment, or in other words, it is also called as spiritual wisdom. or rather spiritual realization, right? And after Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's passing in 1886, a few years after, he was named the Guru, Narendranath Datta, then went on to actually become the monk, and there is where he was entitled. He was titled as Swami Vivekananda. So this is something that that we should all know, a brief understanding of how Swami Vivekananda came to where he came, and one of the biggest places where he got a lot of recognition is the address that he did in Chicago, I believe. Yes, in the United States of America, in Chicago, where he addressed the whole of the gathering as brothers and sisters of America, right? So that's World's Parliament of Religions. It began with brothers and sisters of America. So I think that got him a huge um, stardom, and that was a great platform for him to talk about his beliefs. That was a great platform for him to talk about what he believed in and how those beliefs then later on changed the world. Very unfortunately, Swami Vivekananda attained uh, the the lotus feet when he was just 39 years old. During those days, life expectancy was not very high. So he passed away in 1902 when he was just 39 years old. So so despite being just 39 years old, he continues to live in all of our thoughts, in all of our practices, in so much so not in specific religions, but in the way of his life, through his teachings and through what messages he has brought to the world. What he always also believes is every man uh, is a religion by himself, and then there is no greater religion than God himself, is what he always believed. With that, let's quickly jump into some of the learnings that we should take as principles from this great person. Let me share my screen as we move forward. Uh, Excellent. Yes. Is there anybody who would like to share something that they know about Swami Vivekananda? Please feel free to share. Absolutely, this is a great opportunity for all of us to know from each other as well. He founded the great Ramakrishna Mutt. Yes, yes, you're right, Sureshji. He founded the great Ramakrishna Mutt. So across the world, Sri Ramakrishna mission that you've seen, and that's something that you may have come forward, is all from the blessings of Swami Vivekananda, and his learnings and his experiences. All of them continue to be imbibed in such uh, greatness in the world. Is anybody else has had a deep encounter, or something as per you is very profound about Swami Vivekananda, something that something that has moved you? Please feel free to share, and definitely there is a lot of learning that we can all have through this. Anyone? Yeah, okay, I can see. One, oh, you're traveling. No worries, Sureshji. No worries at all. But I'm glad that despite you traveling, you have decided to join. So that shows your commitment. Thank you very much, Sureshji. No worries at all. Otherwise, and let's get on to our leadership, self-development and leadership lessons from this great gentleman. Give me a second. I think we're all able to see. I've already I've already shared. Excellent. Yes. One of the huge lessons of Swami Vivekananda is what he did throughout his lifetime. He always kept learning, he always kept studying, he always kept reading. And that is one of the key lessons that I would like to bring to all of you. Uh, you know, Despite having spiritual realization, despite having such great wisdom, he never said that, yes, I am done. There is nothing that I have to think about, and you know, I will rest here. No, that is not at all what he preached. He continued to be and very avid reader. He continued to be a very avid writer. He has read all the religious books, and yet he says that I am still not not complete in what I have been doing, and then there is still so much that I have to I have to do. And while I'm going to do this, I'm also going to use excerpts from his book called I Believe. So I Believe, a very important book of Swami Vivekananda, which talks a lot about his writings in original, right? Not translation or not perspectives of others of his writing, but his own writings. And I will tell you, it has not at all been easy to read this book. I believe if you have an opportunity, if you have some time, please do buy this book, and I'm sure there is so much of great learning that we all will have. The next key lesson, which we all should understand from the lens of what Swami Vivekananda wants to bring about. In modern day, we call inclusion, but Swami Vivekananda spoke about this in the 1800s. And let me actually read out what he exactly spoke. Okay, and this is what he has written. This is from the book, I Believe. Our word watch then will be acceptance, not exclusion. Not only for toleration, for so-called toleration is often blasphemy, and I do not believe in it. I believe in acceptance. Why should I tolerate it? Toleration means I think that you are wrong and I am allowing you to live. Is it not blasphemy to think that you and I are allowing others to live? I accept all religions that were in the past and worship with them all. I worship God with every one of them in whatever form they worship Him. I shall go to the mosque of the Mohammedan. I shall enter the Christian's church and I shall kneel before the crucifix. I shall enter the Buddhist temple where I shall take refuge in Buddha and his law. I shall go into the forest and sit down in meditation with the Hindu who is trying to see the light which enlightens the heart of everyone. This is the great message that Swami Vivekananda always had for us, that the universe is for all, and the principles of inclusion is not where somebody is right and somebody is wrong, but it is rather because they just exist in this universe. Whether it is Hinduism, whether it is Buddha, whether it is Christianity, whether it is the Quran, the Holy Bible, it does not matter what scriptures are there. He believes that everyone has a place in this world and everyone deserves the same kind of respect that the next person deserves. So this is one of the very profound learnings that Swami Vivekananda brought. And This also led to a lot of peace conventions, right? When we talk about the challenges that exist in this world, they are either because of power or they're because of religion. These are the two significant root causes of evil in our world, right? And for resolving the problems or the evil of religion, Swami Vivekananda's principle that the universe is for all has been significantly spoken, whether it is the United Nations, whether it is the World Peacekeeping Force, or whether it is even the first a talk that happened in Chicago, which I think I don't know what the talk was about, but it had to do something with respect to religion and peace, and that is where he addressed, as I told in the beginning, brothers and sisters of this whole uh, of Americas. Yes, moving on, this is the next lesson. Just by being the sun, we can light 1,000 stars. By being the sun, we can light 1,000 stars. The analogy that I'm trying to use here is that of a sun which is somewhere in this universe, right? It is there in this universe, it exists. And sun is so ferocious that, if we try to go near the sun, we will burn ourselves, right? So that's one extreme of the sun. But look at what happens because of the sun. The moon is lit. There are a million stars that are actually deriving the reflection, the energy from the sun, and they themselves glowing. On Earth, without sun, no life would exist because we would not have oxygen. We would not have plants to grow. We would not have the ultraviolet rays that are essential for us to exist on this planet. We will not have life at all. Now, that's the analogy that Swami Vivekananda has also very, very uh, significantly used. And let me exactly quote what he has written. And again, all of these are from the book, I believe. Yeah. And they are not in order. So I'm just going to read out one particular paragraph which actually signifies this particular lesson. And this is what I'm going to read out in quotes. I have experienced, even in my insignificant life, that good motives, sincerity, and infinite love can conquer the world. One single soul possessed of these virtues can destroy the dark designs of millions of hypocrites and brutes. Please see the language. Yeah. He wrote this all by himself during those days in the 1800s. I believe in thinking independently. I believe in becoming entirely free from the holy teachers. Pay all reverence to them, but look at religion as independent research. I must find my light, just as they found theirs. Right? It is selfishness that we must seek to eliminate. I find that whenever I have made a mistake in my life, I have always been because of self-centered calculation. It has always been because of self-centered calculation. Where self has not been involved, my judgment has won straight to the mark. So, as all of us have just read these two paragraphs, he says, one single soul possessed of these virtues can destroy the dark designs of millions of hypocrites and brutes. All he says is, if there is one single soul, Like the sun, he can light up 1,000 stars. And that's a very, very key lesson that I think we should take away from this great human being. I don't even know if we should call him a human being. Rather, we should call him a great being, not human being. He's above a human being. Yeah. The next lesson is build your true tallest building. Now, I would like to clarify that whatever I'm saying, right? I spoke about just being the sun, we can light 1,000 stars, build your true tallest building. All of these are analogies that I am using. These are not his writings, building your true tallest star. What I am reading out is what he has actually written in his book. I'm just trying to explain to all of you summarize and explain to all of you what that key lesson is. This is build your true tallest building is not Swami Vivekananda's writing. I just want to put it very clearly out there. Now, when we spoke about building your true tallest building, this is what I want to quote about what Swami Vivekananda wrote. And in quotes, I firmly believe that I firmly believe that we will read the following passages on the flags or banners of all religions in the future. Help each other. Do not struggle against each other. Be reconciled with others. Do not destroy others. Keep harmony and keep peace. We believe not only in universal toleration, but we accept all religions as true. I am proud to belong to a nation which has sheltered the persecuted and the refugees of all religions and all nations of the earth. Sectarianism, bigotry, and its horrible descendant, fanatism, have long possessed beautiful earth. They have filled the earth with violence, drenched it often and often with human blood, destroyed civilization, and sent the whole nation to despair. Had it not been for these horrible demons, human society would be far more advanced than it is now. Religion is that which does not depend on books or teachers or prophets or saviors, and that which does not make us dependent in this or in any other lives upon others. I have no objection in helping everyone realize what their true religion is. So, as as we have seen, I mean, it is the true tallest building. See, many times, and we see this so much in today's world, where somebody's deeds are put down to actually elevate my deeds, right? So I have to put down somebody's deed to elevate my deed. What Swami Vivekananda says is you don't have to do that. All religions, all people, all gods, all faiths have place in this world. And for you to start believing or to start creating something good, we don't have to call other religions as bad. We don't have to call other people as bad. We don't have to call other institutions as bad. We don't have to call other countries, as bad at all. And that in a significant sense is also what Ramakrishna mission is all about, right? They welcome people of all faiths, all kinds, and all sects. And they do not, distinguish. And even Swami Vivekananda himself has never distinguished between the rich and the poor, between a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu or a Buddhist, between somebody from India versus somebody from Africa versus somebody from America. So he has always tried to build his own true tallest building. And I think that is a significant learning that we all should take from him. Before I proceed, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing until now? Do you think I'm going too slow? Do you think I'm going too fast? Do you think this is different from what we usually do? What do you think? Is there some comments that you want to add? I will be very excited to read to your chat or to listen to you before we proceed forward. Please use the chat you and talk to me, or you could also unmute and talk. How are we doing until now? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? What do you believe? Going good, Pradeep ji says. May be possible add a few examples. Of course, I will try to do that. So one of the things that I'm very conscious about is to keep the learnings conveyed as as written in the book, I believe. Right, and that's why I'm actually specifically reading out the verses from his book, just so that there is I don't bring my perspective, or I don't bring another person's point of view. I want to keep it that way because these learnings need to be understood in their originality, in their true form, and how they have impacted millions of lives. But I will definitely, as we summarize, we'll see if there are some examples that we could definitely talk about. Thank you very much. Values, it is, Tarini says, today class is a little bit like storytelling with values. It is good to hear. Yes, sometimes we need to also talk about moral values and moral stories, which this world lacks in LACKS, lacks in great abundance. Wonderful. Anything about my speed? Do you want me to read out a little more faster, slower? What do you say? We have Suresh ji, we have Sumati, we have others on the call. Is the speed good enough, or do you want me to? Tafni is there. Raj, please let me know if I'm going too slow or I'm going too fast. Yes. Okay, this is good enough. Okay, good, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Moving to our next lesson, which is giving selflessly. Now, self selfless is a lot different from giving abundantly, right? Giving abundantly is different from giving selflessly. In fact, giving itself is different from giving selflessly. This is what I have learned, right? And I try to make a little bit sense of it myself in trying to understand, okay, what is giving? Giving itself is great, right? Why should I give? I mean, how is giving different from giving selflessly? And I searched for this specific answer for a little while. And I found it. Yeah. And I found it in his writing actually. Yeah, I had to read it a couple of times, but then I found it in his writings. And I'm going to read. Let us see if any of you find what is the difference between giving versus giving selflessly. Yeah. Okay. Here I go. And this is again from the book I Believe by Swami Vivekananda. I believe in God and I believe in man. I believe in helping the miserable. I believe in going even to help save others. Of course, I would commit a crime and go to hell forever if by that I could really help a human being. I may have to be born again because I have fallen in love with man. I do not believe in a God or religion which cannot wipe the widow's tears or bring a piece of bread to the orphan's mouth. I have nothing whatever to do with ritual or dogma. My message is to show that religion is everything and in everything. Yeah. So this is what he has written, which I have transcribed or titled as Giving Selfless. How many of you were able to make sense of giving versus giving selflessly? Anybody who were able to make sense of giving versus giving selflessly? You can even take a wild guess if you want. I mean, there is no right or wrong answer here. There are only answers. There is never a right or a wrong answer. Every answer is an answer. What in your perspective is giving versus giving selflessly? Okay. There's somebody who's gone, you're not quite clear. Yeah, that was my initial response as well. Giving itself is giving selflessly, right? How is different? How is it different from giving? W- Giving is giving, doing something good, right? That is what is giving. Giving selflessly is doing something good without expecting anything back in return. You know, actually, if you see, we don't live in a world where giving happens selfless. We actually live in a world where giving happens, where giving happens, not not selflessly. Like for example, and you know, there's no good person or bad person here, but I also do a bit of giving. I'll take my own example. I also do a bit of giving, and predominantly I've started doing a bit of giving more in the recent days. I think usually whenever I give, and then when I give, it is like this. I I like to feed children, not just by giving money, but by actually being there. So I go to an ashram, and I not only just give money, but I also தமிழ்ல பரிமாறுவாங்கன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லைங்களா? I also do that. That's as a service, right? Am I really doing it selflessly? I don't know. I can't say that I'm doing it selflessly. I do expect something back in return. Do you know what I expect back in return? And this knowledge or this awareness came to me after reading this. Until I read this knowledge or awareness never had come. I'm giving food or I'm feeding people who are unable to feed themselves. I don't expect money or anything, but I do expect blessings back, right? I do expect blessings back. I do expect that me and my family be blessed because of this good deed that I'm doing. So it is actually not giving selflessly. What Swami Vivekananda says by giving selflessly is you don't even expect the blessing. That is what he means by giving selflessly. You give, don't expect anything in return. Don't expect even the blessings in return. சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லைங்களா? நம்ம நல்லது பண்ணா புண்ணியம் கிடைக்கும். அதனால நம்ம நல்லது பண்ணணும். பட் ஆனால் ஆஹ், அந்த எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன் தட் நமக்கு புண்ணியம் கிடைக்குங்கிறதே இஸ் நாட் செல்ஃப்லெஸ் தான் சுவாமி விவேகானந்தா சொல்றாரு. Right? That's at least my version of understanding giving versus giving selflessly. Sumati ma'am, please let me know if it is a little more clearer now for you. because you mentioned that you are not quite clear. Please tell me if it is a little more clearer for you. And Suresh ji says, giving oneself is selflessly. I donated blood more than 10 times. Excellent. Sir, these are giving deeds. What you have mentioned, I always carry 100 ml petrol for whom is required, is all giving deeds. When you do this deed without expecting anything in return, not only from that person, even expecting blessing in return, is giving da. It is not giving selflessly, is what Swami Vivekananda's teachings say. And you may be giving it selflessly. I'm just giving everyone else the analogy that we are trying to use here. Thank you very much for understanding, and I hope this is conveyed. Yeah, and I really like this sentence, you know. Of course, I would commit a crime and go to hell forever if by that I could really help a human being. See how selfless he is actually trying to be by saying, all I want to do is give. It doesn't matter what happens to me, but I want to give, I want to give, and I want to give. Of course, not everybody can be like Swami Vivekananda, but there is great inspiration in the learnings that we can take away from him. Excellent. Oh, this is another astounding learnings that that I've come across in through his writings in I Believe. Right, your identity is your idea. Your identity is your idea. And for me to explain this verse, your identity, I'm going to read this. Huh. And this is a short one. We may read books, hear lectures, but experience is one teacher, one's eye opener. It is best as it is. We learn through smiles and tears, we learn. We don't know why, but we see it is so, and that is enough. I'll read it once again. We may read books, hear lectures, but experience is one teacher, one's eye opener. It is best as it is. We learn through smiles and tears, we learn. We don't know why, but we see it so. And that is enough. Your identity is your idea. So this is what Swami Vivekananda told, and I think a lot of great leaders uh, have since used this concept of your identity is your idea. Live by it. So, so Swami Vivekananda always, whenever he spoke or whatever he wrote, would bring this idea of the hundreds of ideas that Swami Vivekananda brought. One of the key ideas that he kept bringing back to everyone was experience is one's teacher and one's eye opener. If you see all of his books, if you see all of his teachings, if you see all of his original materials, this will be written. Experience is one's teacher and one's eye opener. That was the key idea that he brought. That we may acquire doctorates and PhDs, right? But experience is a very, very, very important teacher. And when do we experience is when we do, we experience. When we live, we experience. When we act, we experience. When we convert our thoughts into actions, we experience. Whatever we want to experience, whatever has to be experienced is experienced. Only when we move from knowledge to action, only when we move from zero to greater than zero. It could be one, it could be 100, it could be 1,000. It could be infinity, it doesn't matter, but it has to be greater than zero. And that is what he has. Your identity is your idea. And I think many of the greatest leaders have brought this. You know, you look at Steve Jobs. What was his idea, which later then became his identity, is to think differently, right? That was his idea, and he spoke about it. He created whatever he created in this world with this idea of think differently. And he's one of the greatest, leaders of modern times. Look at Martin Luther King. What was his idea? I have a dream was his idea. And that speech changed the world. Yeah. I have a dream. That idea became his identity. What was Gandhiji's idea, which went on to become his identity? What do you think is Gandhiji's idea, which later went on to become his identity? Please use the chat and kindly share. And I think we all know what the answer is, right? Ahimsa, non-violence. Exactly. Everything that Gandhiji did originated from his idea of non-violence, which later on became his identity. Oh, Gandhiji means non-violence, right? His writings had that idea of non-violence. His preachings had that idea of non-violence. His talks had the idea of non-violence. The when it is yours, it is an idea. But when everybody else starts resonating with your idea, it becomes an identity. When it is yours, it is an idea. But when everybody else starts connecting with that idea, then it becomes your identity. Yeah. And and that is what Swami Vivekananda beautifully talks that, hey, have an idea. Have some goddamn idea in this rich life that you are living, that whether it becomes an identity or not is later. Sorry, but have an idea which starts from the time you are born and outlives you. It doesn't go with you. Then it is not an identity. It should outlive you, right? So profound words these are. As I'm telling you, I'm actually getting goosebumps. Nelson Mandela, right? Equal rights was his idea, which later then became his identity. Yeah. Look at any great person in this world. They have become great because they stuck to a few key ideas. Swami Vivekananda is bigger than great because he did not have one or two ideas. He had hundreds of ideas, which then became his identity also. Arise, awake, and stop not is one of his biggest identities. And every key lesson is so dear to my heart. And this is what it is. The future is infinite, and you should definitely listen to what I'm going to read. The future is infinite. Please be very careful now while I'm reading this, and this is so very interesting. We stand in the present, but open ourselves to the infinite future. We take in all that has been in the past, enjoy the light of the present, and open every window of the heart for all that will come. Salutations to all the prophets of the past, to all the great ones of the present, and to all that are to come in the future. Let me read this uh, these two lines once again. They have a very profound meaning, and I hope you allow it to sink in, into your mind, into your heart, into your body. We stand in the present, but open ourselves to the infinite future. We take in all that has been in the past, enjoy the light of the present, and open every window of the heart for all that will come. How profound, right? What 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 a set of words these are. I mean, in these two words, you can finish a thesis. Seldom we think, oh my God, no, this is what it is. My life is this is what is happening around me. Oh, there is so much. This is what I believe. This is what happened. This is what is happening. This is what has happened. This is what is happening. It's so much about our past and our present that we miss to see that the future is actually infinite. The future is truly infinite. We cannot know how big the future is. It is infinite. It has space for everyone. It has abundance, not only for how many people do we have? 7.5, 8 billion people on this planet. I think it has abundance for 800 billion people. So much of abundance it has because it is infinite. But but all we have to say many times is, oh my God, my life is so small. I have so many problems. I don't know what is going to happen in the future. I don't know how things are going to work out, how this is going to happen, how that is going to happen. Hey, Swami Vivekananda says, the future is infinite. If you believe in the concept that the future is infinite, that, every window in the future is a new world that brings us to great things that can that can actually think about. Yeah. So these are our lessons. Always learning and development. Always keep learning, keep developing, bring that to action, make something good out of ourselves. The second key lesson is to cultivate humility. I have told 2, 3 times that he himself feels that he still needs to learn. He himself feels that there is still a lot that he needs to know, he needs to do, right? And that is just his humble nature. And he calls somebody also a master, and this is what I quote. One idea that I learned from my master, and which is perhaps the most vital, is the wonderful truth that the religions of the world are not contradictory or antagonists. Right? So he continues to say that I keep learning despite being a great man, despite being a great human. No, sorry, despite being a great being, despite being a person of great wisdom, he still says that he needs to learn, and that is a quality of cultivating humility. Third is the universe is for all. Fourth is just being the sun, we can light 1,000 stars. Fifth is build your true tallest building. Sixth is giving selflessly. Giving versus giving selflessly. Choose the latter. Seventh is your identity, is your idea. Even for our own families, I was after that I was thinking, okay, what is a key idea? No, I'm in my late 30s, and okay, all these many 30s into about 365 days, right? I've lived for about 10,000 days. What's the key idea? I mean, what is an idea that I've been a proponent of? And I didn't get a hard and fast answer, right? Which means I haven't had a key idea, right? Our family should have key ideas. Our The world around us should have key ideas, and that then later on becomes our identity. Yeah. Our future is infinite. That's our lesson number 8. Ha. So tell me, friends, which of these key lessons, stories, or ideas were profound to you? What moved you really? You can you can unmute and share, or you could even share on the chat. Right now, we'll just keep the sharing to what of these lessons moved you very, very nearly, moved you very dearly. Giving, Suresh ji says, giving selflessly. Nice, isn't it? All inclusive in that, I think. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I truly believe we have to attain a certain level of spiritual maturity to actually practice giving selflessly, right? Because it has been imbibed in us that you do good work in the world and you expect blessings back. So that's there in our blood, right? You expect something back. You do this and you get this back. You do that and you do this. Something you do charity and you get good name. You do philanthropy and then you get ATG tax benefit. But giving selflessly requires a bit of spiritual maturity. I think so. I think so. Thank you very much, Suresh ji. Pradeep Kumar says lifelong learning. Oh, yes, Pradeep, absolutely. Lifelong learning. Big, big time. Beautiful. Who else would like to share what your key learnings have been, or something that moved you, something something that made you realize something very important in today's class or in today's session? Maybe class is not the right word. I should choose session. Let's hear from Tarni. Tarni, would you mind sharing what is something that moved you today from this session? I mean, you can just chat as well. So while all of you think, I think there is a great deal of work that we have to do. The future is infinite. Yeah, I have something. Sumati says, sun can light a lot of stars. Absolutely true. The sun can light 1,000 stars. Yeah. So let's be that sun who can create life in the universe, who could light up 1,000 stars. Let's begin by lighting up a few candles around us. Thank you very much, Sumati, for sharing. Thank you so very much. Wonderful. So, any questions, friends? Anything that you have to ask? I think this is a good time. And yeah, what did you feel about the kind of program that we had today? This is quite different, right? We have not had typically these kind of sessions, but what do you feel? Do you feel that this is something interesting? Uh, Nice. Thanks for bringing Swamiji in 2025. In fact, thanks for bringing that up, Pradeep. I just realized that, wow, we are at the last Tuesday of this year, right? And the next Tuesday is the next year. And in the last Tuesday of this year, we are ending this year with the profound learnings of Sri Swami Vivekananda. How how insightful and not insightful, how lucky we are to actually end with 2025 with Swamiji. Thank you. Anybody else would like to give feedback, because this is a new thing that we have tested. Anything uh, that you think we should do, we should not do, uh, whatever. If not, I think it is time for me to wish all of you, my friends, who have traveled with us along the journey of Stay Active movement, uh, for the whole of 2025. Thank you so very much for sharing the space with me, with Jagan, with this Stay Active movement, giving us your time, giving us your attention. And there is certainly one message that I want to leave to each and every one of you. And that message is, are we willing to pay the price for the price that we expect? Are we willing to pay the price for the price that we expect? Yeah, we many times we only expect the reward without being ready to pay the price for that reward. There is no reward without the price. There is no reward without the action. There is no reward without the sacrifice. Yeah. May 2026, ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my well-wishers, people who have spent many, many, many hours with me this year, May 2026 bring a lot of health, wealth, and prosperity to you, to your loved ones, and to your family and friends. With that, let our bond be stronger, and let we conquer infinite possibilities in the future. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you all, and meet you in 2026. Hmm. Okay, Tarini, while I have told that, yeah, I am hearing a lot of new information which is interesting and made me realize there is no boundary for knowledge. Exploring about Swami Vivekananda has given a lot of insights, mainly about identity and how a person's thinking is different from each other. Thank you. Oh, Tarini, thank you very much. Sumati says a very happy and healthy new year to all. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Why are my hands not visible? Yes. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. See you in the next year. Yeah. Bye-bye. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Ending this meeting. See you in the next year.